this is an anniversary of sorts. You know, 2 years ago I got a vloggy video camera and started doing YouTube videos just for shits and grins. More to document the lifestyle and pass it on to my kids so they understand who it is this guy is. And then it evolved into cataloging and categorizing and documenting the chainsaw experience with my friends. So it was about my family and friends all along. And I think the first video I did was a spoof on Nut and Fancy's knife videos, of which he does an extremely good job. But you know, your everyday carry and tactical knife and all that crap. And this was the first subject of my videos 2 years ago. And guess what? It's still doing the same damn thing. Cutting strings for round bales and keeping those girls over there happy. Boy, time flies. And my little 4x4 is still out there. It's in the barn. This is sort of my toy. I haven't decided what to do with it yet, but I'm exploring its options to see what it does as a tractor. And of course, you've seen all my chainsaw videos, of which there's probably been a lot more than I anticipated. So what's going to happen with the channel? Well, the first thing I can tell you is there's a whole bunch more chainsaw videos coming. And subject matters are going to be around pop-up pistons and trimming the base of cylinders and squish bands and all that kind of stuff over this next year. And like I had said this time last year, hopefully a dynamometer turns into the subject of a video as well. And I think it will. It's just a matter of time more than anything else. And a couple of the projects that are on the bench right now is a 562 with a pop-up, and taking those Hutzel MS660s, and we're going to build a 54mm with a pop-up and try to match the performance of the big bore just by simply a pop-up piston and a base gasket removal, nothing else, possibly a muffler mod. I think I can do it. You know, theoretically I should, but we're going to see. Anyway, thank you very much, you all, for the support and watching the videos and certainly the feedback. I have more fun with the guys who engage in conversation, and I understand it's not a forum, but that's just something that I personally like to do. So keep those comments coming, and thanks again for supporting my channel. Talk to you later. Bye for now. The reason I thought about this, and I thought about this knife, was a very simple event that happened just a few minutes ago. I had cut the strings on that bale right there with this everyday carry tactical farm knife, and then I set it in my bucket like that. Forgot about it. Went and dropped that bale and went back to get this one, which I did. And when I went to cut strings, I couldn't find my knife until I looked over, and guess what? It was still right there in the bucket. It was back a little further. And that was after clawing this bale out of the stack of bales. So I figured that knife obviously has a purpose in life and deserves a little bit of attention, since it really was the first subject of all my videos. This is shop notes. As I go through jobs, when I start seeing things that are of interest, I'm going to start putting together some of these videos. Something I did not know. What these are 346 cases, and I put in new bearings. And I've never worked on the old ones. I've always worked on the little bit newer ones. And it looks to me like there's a very, very, very significant difference between the cases between the old 346 XPs and the 346s. These cases here have got a fine threaded case screw. And these cases here don't. I have never seen that. It just doesn't feel right to me. But apparently this thing's got a coarse thread on those case screws. Definitely a different thread. Well, this is another one of those aftermarket 350 top ends. And I don't know where it came from. It came from the guy who wants me to build this 350. And from the way the plating has been applied with the electrodes on the combustion chamber, I'm betting it has something to do with Farmertech. It seems like a pattern on their stuff. The actual quality of this thing looks pretty good. You know, there's no sections where there was incomplete fills or, you know, big asymmetric problems where, you know, it looks pretty well done. You know, how it's going to run, I got no idea. We're going to find out, I guess. But this one here is going to get my trial intake manifold fixed using this clamp that I've cobbed up with a couple of different spacers. And this again came from a 385 to this plastic. That's what it originally looked like, and I cut those tabs off to make it look like this. I guess we'll just have to see, huh? I might take off a little bit on the top there, because when I pushed down there, that deformed the rubber a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to take a little more off. But anyway, next picture is this with a little 1194 on this cylinder, and then that cylinder is going to go onto that saw. Aren't die grinders cool? They can be the solution to so many problems. I took just a little bit off there with that burr. And now let's put it on that cylinder and see how it looks. A little of the 3-bond gasket material. See where it kind of shined up that port. You know, it does two things. One, when it dries, it bonds and is a seal. But two, if I have a little bit of it's a little bit tight here, it helps to slide on. So I killed two birds with one stone. It makes it easier to get that gasket, get that manifold on, but then once it's on and dries, it stays on. So that's what it looks like, and it does clamp right down. And no, I can't pull it back off, even with that slippery gasket material. So I'm thinking this is a success. I guess time will tell, won't it?